start things off. Chase, how do you wrap up that performance in terms of the ebbs and the flows of it?
Yeah, I told the guys I thought it was a gritty win. There was a number of times in the second half when things were going our way. They were hitting shots. We weren't doing a very good job offensively getting to the paint or touching, and so we had some shots that didn't fall. And I think there was countless opportunities we could have hung our head and sulked or pouted or let the game get away from us. Let go of the rope is a nice cliche, but our guys stuck to it. They kept grinding. DJ obviously helped pull us out a little bit with some elite shot making. Derek and X as well. This guy next to me carried us for large stretches of the night. So those four really helped us put points on the board and in tough moments. But, defensively, we've got a long way to go. That was a really poor defensive performance from my point of view. And so luckily we got a good week ahead of us to go rectify some of that.
And this season, heading into it, it's a completely new look squad in many ways with the imports. How did you approach that in terms of this first match? Did you sort of hark back on some of the things that you used heading into last season?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything we do is somewhat of a replica of the way we set ourselves up last year. And it's on these guys to kind of integrate themselves into the way we want to play. And to credit to them, they've done a great job and came out tonight, I thought, is maybe as good as Justin's looked in practice or in games was probably on the court tonight, which is what you want to see as a coach, obviously. But he was just terrific, getting on the boards, causing steals, everything. And so, for him to come in and take a few weeks to get in tune with how we want to guard, how we want to play, and then to come out first real game tonight and play like that was a great sign to see.
Was that a bit the same with Jarrell last year, that he, in terms of your coaching style, that it just took a couple of games to...
Yeah, for sure. Jarrell had the leg up, building relationships over the course of the previous season. But yeah, it's going to take time. New coach, new philosophies, all that stuff. And Justin and I were talking. For the last few years, he's guarded ball screens a completely different style than we have. So he's worked on habits and ways to get around the picks with a big hedging or trapping or something like that, and we don't do that as much. So it's a different skill set he's had to acquire in a short amount of time, and he's already shown tonight. I thought some of his defense on Harvey and Robinson was really, really elite.
Jace, you mentioned the guy next to you and his contribution through that heavy stretch in the middle was great. Some of your big guys came up through at the end. I think Derek had 13 in the last quarter. I think Xavier had 15 and he's 24 in the second half. But those key contributions he got earlier on DJ's cameo there on court, they did enough to keep you in it for your big guns to get you down the stretch. I mean, that's got to bode well for you so early in the season.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, we got a few big guns. The four we talked about were great. Tim was a little bit quieter tonight, but I look, we were plus 19 in his 22 minutes on the floor, best on team, and played some good center field defense coverage for us. He's going to hit shots, and he'll help us at more times. And Brucey had great looks. He'll have some that fall at different times. But for those guys that come out game one, get some confidence under their belt, hopefully it'll bode well going into the next few rounds.
Look like you enjoyed that, Justin.
Say it again.
Looked like you enjoyed.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What was it like against the old team back in this arena and just performing the way you did?
Yeah, it was just fun. It was fun being out there. Like Coach said, we're working towards something, and just to get out there on the floor, for the first time when the real bullets are flying, it was good. It was good to get out there and get a W. It wasn't pretty, like Coach said, we got a lot to work on, but it was fun, man. It was fun, all in all fun.
We're going to see, everyone knows your defensive pedigree and prowess and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
given your experience you've had since you were last in the NBL, we're going to see a different, new improved Justin Simon this time around.
I mean, yeah, just that's how this game goes. You want to develop and get better over time. And shout out to my teammates, just setting me up in the right ways, and the coaching staff been telling me, slash and cut, play to my strengths, and I did just that tonight, and the ball bounced in for me, and same with the other guys.
Coach Derek in particular, 32 and 8, and down the stretch. Could you just talk about his first outing with that?
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. I thought Derek hesitated or stopped on a number of drives when he had his man beat. I felt like he could have gone for 40 if he had just kept attacking the rim. I talked to him a little bit. He's like, Coach, I see the help. I said, mate, the help's always going to be here in this league. There's no D3. It's different. So it's going to be an adjustment for him. Good for him to see the ball go through the hoop, I think, from three. He had a couple of shots fall. We hope that he's going to go 5 of 8 every night. Probably not going to be the case. But for him to get that first game under his belt and to make some shots, it's got to feel good for him.
Does that allay any fears fans might have had about replacing someone like Jalen?
Again, I harp back. Like, it's not going to be just Derek to replace Jalen. It's not going to be just Tim to replace Jarrell or anything like that. And I hope we can get to a point soon where we're talking about this year's group and leaving last year's behind, because it's just a different group. It's different roles for X and DJ and everybody. So it's going to look different. You know, shoot, the offense, we might have scored more tonight than we did all last season. And for a while there, it seemed like we couldn't buy a bucket until DJ and Derek bailed us out, and we were still putting points on the board. So again, it's going to look different. I think Derek's a really, the 8 assists is probably what you'll see consistently more than maybe 5, 8, or 30 points every night. We hope to get 30 and love it, but hard to ask somebody to do that every night. So the defense, the playmaking, and then some shot making to go along with it, I think we'll see that pretty consistently from Derek week in, week out.
You were here to show why you were the defending champions, but what were the words to the players such as Simon that weren't part of that group in that grand final?
Yeah, again, as much as we can, we just want to focus on this season. Last year, too much previous history with their team or us wasn't the focus pregame. It was just the guys they have on the court and the guys we have, and we want to keep going. Again, hopefully next week when we raise the banner, it'll be one last ode to last year, and we can kind of put it to rest, and then it'll just be next year going forward.
Thank you.
Matt, I think Matt McRae's on there. Do you want to jump in?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We got you, Matty.
Hey, mate, how you doing? Just a couple of things. First of all, it's a new group, obviously, for the most part. It's been talked about, 3 new imports. You've still got some holdovers from the championship team from last season. But you really took this team's best shot. Was it a good learning experience, I think, for your guys, knowing that every game this year is going to be about that, the team's coming in to knock you off?
Yeah, a little bit. Credit to Illawarra. I thought, to be honest, they outcompeted us for large stretches of the game, indicated by their second chance opportunities and the offensive rebounds they kept getting. They turned us over a little bit more than we'd like, but I think that was on us as much as anything. But yeah, they came out and competed. They were playing really hard. Credit to them, and made it a tough game. I think we can be so much better again defensively, like I talked about, and cleaning up the rebounds, which will help a lot. But yeah, we have to be ready to compete and out-compete our opponents, no matter who it is. And whether there's a target on our back or not, that just has to be the bare minimum standard. And I don't know if we actually brought that tonight for the entirety of the game.
One of the other things you did tonight was achieve something that was last done nearly 40 years ago, and that is when your 13th consecutive win on the road, which equals the all-time record held by the Canberra Cannons. And obviously championships are what it's all about, but is there a level of satisfaction at reaching a milestone like that?
It's a cool whatever, Matty. I appreciate the deal. But again, as much as we can, we're focused on this year's group. That was a lot of last year, and it's a streak of 1 this year, and that's the one we're focused on.
And just finally, I just wanted to ask you about Jackson McCoy. He played some good minutes for you out there. Obviously a young, developing guy, but I know you guys are really high on him, and has great length at the point guard position. I mean, is that something that we can see moving forward, him getting those kinds of minutes?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Jackson did some good things tonight. I was on him really hard after the game. I think his defense on Dent was atrocious in that second half. Let him get open for some looks, and it'd be a great learning experience for him to clean it up. Bilali will have a huge say in that. He's got a little thing on him hurting him right now, but he'll be ready to go round 2. So Jackson will have to compete for those, and Bilali and everybody else. Those will be tough minutes. Our bench is deep this year, I think. It's been competitive in practice. I think the Blitz showed we got a number of guys who can add value and help us out on the floor. So everybody 1 through 14 or 15 has got to be competing every day to come out and play minutes and be ready.
Thanks, guys.
And
Thanks, Matty.
Chris, lastly, do you have any for the guys?
No, I'm all good, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, appreciate it.